friends, my name is Carolyn. I am the founder of Loud Girl Goodies. I am a plant-based edible chef and I've been doing it for about 4 years. And today I'm partnering up with Green Goddess Supply to bring you some fun vegan recipes that you can make at home using your own infusions. So we're going to be using bud today, blackstrap, grown in the Armoire system that Green Goddess sells, and the Butter Brewer, which is an infusion machine. So the first step in making edibles is to decarb our weed. We have our blackstrap ground up here, and the importance of decarboxylating the bud is because it releases the THC from the THCA. Heating up the plant will allow the THC to come out. If you just bake with bud like this without decarbing it, you're not going to feel anything. So this machine, the Butter Brewer, will do it all. You can decarb in this machine. You just have to set a couple settings like temperature, time, and then there's also this agitator in here that will mix the bud as it's decarbing so that all of the bud gets equally decarbed. We got our temperature set to 225. We're gonna leave it in here for 35 minutes, and we're gonna set the agitator to rotate for a minute every 5 minutes. So you just lift the handle here. You'll see the agitator in here. You take your bud, we have about a ½ ounce here, and we just go ahead and dump it into the Butter Brewer machine. Pretty simple. After this, close up the lid, turn it to the center position, and then you're just gonna press the start button after you have all of your settings set. Temperature is 225 degrees, time 35 minutes. Everything is all set here. We're just gonna go ahead and start. As you can see here, the agitator is spinning in the Butter Brewer machine. This is so that the bud moves around and gets evenly heated. Waiting for the bud to decarb, Eric was showing me the armoires that he has in his living room. Look at these things. I mean, it's just everything that you need. There's fans in here, there's a scrubber, there's a light, adjustable light that goes up and down. So cool. I'm learning so much. All right, so the Butter Brewer just went off. Let's check on the bud. We're gonna flip it open here. Oh my gosh, it smells incredible. Wow. So in the instructions, you have to take this off to cool for a little bit before you add the coconut oil. So let me just take this off. We're just gonna set it right on the counter to cool. I'm using coconut oil today because I'm a plant-based chef, but you can use butter, olive oil, MCT oil, anything that you fancy. So the bud is all cooled down now. We're gonna put it back into this machine, and the Butter Brewer knows exactly how to infuse oil and butter and tincture. It has specific buttons for the three. We use the DIY mode for the decarbing, but here you just press oil and you press start. So we used a ½ ounce of flour. We're gonna put in a cup of oil. So I'm gonna do this out real quick. Again, I'm using coconut oil. I love using coconut oil because it's really high in saturated fats, which really loves picking up the THC. This Butter Brewer machine really is incredible though. I usually am brewing my oil in a crock pot for about 4 days, and with the presets here to make oil, it takes an hour, which is pretty incredible. So we're just gonna add the oil here. Beautiful. I'm gonna give it a little stir. And again, this will just be ready in about an hour's time. And then it'll be all ready to use. Close up the lid, turn it to the center, press the oil button, press start. Doesn't get easier than this, really. The agitator is spinning again. I'm not sure what the frequency is because I just am using the oil preset, but again, this will help to distribute the heat really evenly so that the oil gets super potent and evenly distributed. This oil looks fantastic. Next, we're going to strain it with this mesh strainer bag that actually comes with the machine. Just set it in any type of container. We're gonna use a 4-cup measuring cup here. First, we're gonna scrape off all the excess bud from the agitator. Make sure we get all of that goodness in there. And then, it's still a little hot, so I'm gonna go in with some hot pads here. Oops. And carefully, very carefully, we are going to dump this just right into the strainer. Again, carefully. And this fine mesh strainer will just separate the flour from the oil so that in the bottom the thing. We just get the pure oil, no sediment. I'm gonna scoop all of the oil out of this container. Make sure you get every last drop. And once it does cool down, I like to use my hands in the fine mesh strainer to just squeeze out all of the oil from the bud. We let it sit here for a while to strain. All right, I think I got it all. And then once it's cooled down a little bit more, we'll lift this up from here and we'll squeeze out this bottom section of the strainer so that all of the oil comes out from this strainer into the cup. The simplest recipe I have for you today is a simple chocolate mug cake. The ingredients that you'll need are flour, cocoa powder, sugar, plant-based milk, baking powder, plant-based butter, and a little bit of infused oil. All of the measurements will be written down, so don't worry about that. Let's just get started in making it. So we have 2 tablespoons of flour. We're just gonna add all of these ingredients to the mug and then stir them up. So we're gonna go in with 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of baking powder to make it rise. We're gonna go in with 2 tablespoons of earth balanced butter. This stuff is the best. 2 tablespoons of plant-based milk. I use oat milk, it's my favorite. And then just the smallest little amount of our infused oil. From here, stir it all together until it's one smooth consistency. Make sure to get all of the flour incorporated so that you don't have any pockets of cocoa powder or flour in here. Gonna top it off with some chocolate chips and then pop it into the microwave. So I just added the chocolate chips on top and we're just gonna pop it into the microwave for 1 minute and 15 seconds. Make sure to let it cool after it gets out of the microwave or else you will burn your mouth, and then enjoy. 15 seconds is up and we're taking the mug cake out. Ooh, it's hot. And you can see how beautiful is that. You could put whipped cream on the top. You could top it with ice cream, caramel. It's gonna be delicious. Again, let it cool for about 3 to 5 minutes and then dig in. This thing. Oh, it's perfect consistency, wow. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, my name is Carolyn from Loud Girl Goodies, and as you can see in front of me, we've baked our baked goods today from start to finish with everything homegrown, starting with our organic cannabis grown in the Armoire system that's sold on Green Goddess Supply, all the way to the Butter Brewer machine, which can decarb and infuse your oil, which gives us our final product, this beautiful dark infused coconut oil. I do want to say one thing about the coconut oil. Be careful how you're dosing your goods. So start small. As you can see in the videos, I'm using a very minuscule amount of oil. If you want, you can always go get your oil tested at a lab. If you're in a state with adult use cannabis, you can buy at-home testing machines, but just make sure to start small, maybe with 1/8 of a teaspoon, then work up to 1/4 teaspoon. Don't try to put a 1/2 cup of oil into one batch of brownies. That will give you very strong product. And of course, we have our cinnamon rolls here. So I hope everyone enjoys these videos. Please let us know what you think, and we'll see you soon.